Hey, what's going on, guys? Thank you for tuning in into another of my podcast episodes slash YouTube videos. What we're gonna review today is Altered Carbon Netflix series that came out a couple years ago. It's a very futuristic series. It's live action. It has great actors and a great story that really drags me in. It's set in a very different future than what we expect. In this future in Altered Carbon, we're way ahead in the scientific discoveries. We traveled through the stars. We were able to find another civilization. We took that technology, we adapted it for us as humans, and we were able to transfer our conscience from body to body. You're able to change bodies, and your mind is still there. Your memories is still there. Kind of like what Elon Musk is kind of doing with the chip, but they call it a stack. It's just a little metal that goes in the back of your head, and it has a blue light when you're alive, and when you're dead, it's just no more light. And it's very interesting to think about it. It's a concept that, as human, of course, interests you and you want to look into. And this is the main hook of the whole story. We see the main guy come out in the first couple seconds, body in one scene and another body in 5 minutes later in another scene. And they ask him how long he's been out. Well, he asked how long he's been out. They said 250 years. So it's like, oh wow, the whole 5 minutes is just intriguing and a really good for you to keep watching. So the main character of this very interesting story is Takashi Kobat. We see his story through the whole series little by little. He was a kid with a rough life that had a family. His mom got murdered by his father. He had a sister, and to protect his sister and him, he had to kill his father. From there, they give him the opportunity to become pretty much a soldier. He becomes a soldier. Then he has to leave everything behind because of this. He leaves his sister. He doesn't have contact with his sister later on in the story. He comes to find his sister again, and everything they told him that they were gonna take care of his sister, it was just a pure lie. He rebels and becomes a mercenary. He becomes everything he used to hunt down, and it's a very interesting story. He becomes what they call an envoy. Pretty much is just like a soldier on steroids. It's really interesting to see this whole set of events develop through the series. What I really like about the series is that you see Kovac being the bad guy at the beginning, the mercenary, the one that killed a lot of people, the one that many things that were wrong and incorrect. And you see him build himself to be actually the most humane person at the end of the first season. We're talking about the first season only here. We see that the humans in that story with the money, the power, that are able to transfer their conscience from body to body, and they have lived a very long time. I actually the most heartless, coldest, and less human people in the whole story. You see how money just deteriorates a soul, and living more than anybody else deteriorates a soul, and it's very pointing into this series and how power corrupts. It's very key points into this series, and then the person that you don't expect to be a good person is the actual good person. When you look at the story of Altered Carbon, I believe there's a couple books or a book about it. It's a very interesting story. I still gotta read. I want to go deeper. And Netflix had 2 seasons. I'm going just through the first season. In this one, you see a very different future for planet Earth. Most of the people don't have equality. You see two societies here. The bottom and the top, pretty much. And the top actually lives very high up in the sky. You see how their life is very different, and the bottom is just people that have to work every day and are very different. Even that when they do the whole videography of it, the people in the bottom, you see the scenes darker, less happy colors, more into the dark tones, and that's how you understand where they are. You don't really see the sun. It's always cloudy and dark and nighttime. However, when they go to the top where it's like skyscrapers where they live, it's very sunny, very different, more warm colors, and this brings a whole perception with you looking at how one class lives from the other, and the people that got the money, they call it meth, and they're able to transfer their conscience through the years, so they're not afraid of dying. They have the stacks that they're able to transfer back up like a computer wirelessly, so for them to actually be afraid of death is not a big thing in this future of Altered Carbon. And this shows you that humans that don't have fear or anything, they forget. They just merely humans. They think they're more than humans. They want to be gods, and they become something else. And this is what we experience. And by something else, I mean something that humans, I think, will tend the longer they live. And once they lose the fear of dying, they'll become savages. And that's what we see here. There's so many details that bring so many emotions and a great story into Netflix. I love this series. The whole aesthetics, the looks of it, the CGI, all of it. It's very, very unique. It was the first time I was watching something like Altered Carbon and the whole story. I was like very excited. I was always drawn into futuristic sci-fi series, movies. These kind of have the same feel as Ghost in the Shell, the animated series, and that's why I really like it. A lot of things of it, like being able to call through your mind, watching TV on your eye, things that we're moving forward in the real world also right now, things that we wonder how they're gonna work, communication, internet, search engines, and all this above before we even talked about it, before Elon Musk even talked about it. Now we see it in a series, so I feel we're moving forward that future. How it's scary to think that later on we're gonna have the same thing. We're gonna be able to transfer our conscience to a solid hard drive. It's scary to think that we might be able to live more than we're supposed to, and we're gonna lose ourselves into that kind of deterioration, forgetting that we're just humans. However, I just wanted to talk about the series, and I think it's great. You guys should give it a try. I believe it's something that everybody enjoys if they see it different points of view. I just love Altered Carbon, the whole futuristic idea, the whole look, humans, what we could become if we live longer than where we're supposed to and we can't die. It's just that whole idea, I think it makes it interesting how it will turn up, and then having somebody that like a James Bond in the future, really. Not a soldier. It brings a lot. He's like a detective, like Sherlock Holmes kind of thing in the future. Honestly, that's what Takeshi Kovacs is, and he has a great character, a great personality. At the beginning, you don't understand him, and towards the end, it's like you feel a lot of emotions towards him, and you see what kind of human he is, and he was misunderstood. I think it's a series that had a lot of potential. It was canceled after the second season, and like I said, we're just talking about the first one take place on Earth, and there's a second one that is very interesting, and it has a different feel to it, and different actors too. So I just want to say thank you for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Let me know what you guys think. Give it a try to watch Altered Carbon. We can discuss it. Comment down below. Have a good one, guys. Take care.